This is the KRMG Afternoon News with Skylar Cooper.
Go ahead, give it to me.
5:06, the KRMG Afternoon News, and it's Tuesday, so it's time for the BA Breakdown, where we talk all things Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, with the city manager, Michael Spurgeon. He joins us live. Hey, Michael.
Skylar, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you out there in BA?
Oh, it's great. Just been really busy. So many great things happening out here. I've been looking forward to visiting with you today to see what kind of questions you got about what's happening in the community.
Well, before we jump into that, I wanted to this is kind of a joke, but we were talking in the last hour about heavy traffic on Memorial. It's more for our neighbors in Bixby, but a listener texted us and he said that he wants a petition to extend Highway 169 all the way down south so it'll ease the traffic to Bixby. And I thought we'd have to get Michael Spurgeon to be the one to break the news to Cedar Ridge that we're going to cut right through Hole 9, because they're not going to like that.
No, I don't think that would go over very well.
On to Broken Arrow now. We did want to talk about a few things. I saw where the city has bought a few cars, and as I understand it, Broken Arrow is going to kind of dip the toe in the Uber and Lyft world, sort of a city-branded type thing. Is that right?
That's exactly right, Skylar. A couple of years ago, the city council decided they wanted us the administration to rethink the way we provide public transportation here in the city. And we started by creating a citizens committee and to work with staff, and we completed a study. And the study results came back and said that there are certainly opportunities for us to provide a better quality service for those that need public transportation. So we are in the process of finalizing a micro transit pilot program that will kick off sometime probably in February or March of 2024, to where we actually will be providing that micro transit and the on-demand service very much like a Uber or Lyft.
I'm already thinking of what we should name it. Surely there's a clever acronym or something we can come up with for that, unless that's already been determined.
We're still working on that, and we'll roll that out once we have some suggestions for the council, probably later this year.
Okay, cool. We do have a question from a listener. Now, it's perfect timing because I was going to ask you about this anyway. So let me first play you the question from the open mic.
Hi, this is Mike. I live in Broken Arrow. I'm wanting to know what's the plans to repair 91st and County Line. It's a dangerous turn coming from southbound.
So that's his question, but I was going to ask you about the $35 million in projects that are kind of on the horizon already, thanks to the next series of bonds. And I think that one's on there, right?
Absolutely. That's a great question from Mike. What he's referring to is the fact that the volume of traffic that uses County Line in Washington has increased significantly over the last few years. And the city is planning on actually widening Washington from County Line to Lynn Lane. And as a part of that, we're going to actually be realigning and making improvements to the intersection there, which will include a traffic signal. In fact, Kenny Schwab, our assistant city manager of operations, and I were talking about this very project yesterday because there's just enough cars that I believe we need to justify putting in a signal. So for Mike's knowledge, we're still probably a couple of years away before we would have that completed, but it's certainly the funds are going to be available in this current bond package to be sold next month. So we'll actually be able to move forward with that project.
Now, another street question. A lot of our listeners tend to gravitate toward the road resurfacing because that's one of the things they deal with a lot. But let's go to Paul in Broken Arrow. He texted us at 918-460-KRMG, and unfortunately, I have to apologize to Paul. I tried to ask his question once before, and I think you and I missed it, Michael. So let's try again.
Okay.
He is asking about 209th East Avenue from Albany or 61st down to Kenosha 71st. We tried that, and I think we ended up talking about south of Kenosha. So is there a plan to redo north of Kenosha on 209th?
Absolutely. I would say from my perspective that probably that road, that stretch of mile that he referred to from Albany to Kenosha might be the worst road in town right now. I mean, we have some great roads. We also have some roads that need some work, and that is a road that we're going to be completing. I mean, the ONG has relocated their utility lines, and as a part of that, Rural Water 4 will be relocating those. And I would anticipate sometime in the next year or so, we will be going out to bid for that project. We needed to wait because of the fact that we had Albany from Lynn Lane to County Line under construction, plus we had county line from 71st to 81st. There's a lot of work up in there, and we didn't want to tie up that end. And so we should be finishing early next year on the south mile from 71st to 81st, and then we'll be finalizing the plans to go out to bid. So yes, that's going to happen, Paul. You don't need to worry about it. It was in the bond package from several years ago, and we just need to get to it sometime in 2024.
Talking with Michael Spurgeon, the BA City Manager here in the BA Breakdown. And I just thought of this as I'm scrolling through the list of proposed projects in this proposition. One of them includes entryway improvements for the Broken Arrow Expressway. And it had me thinking, I've been meaning to ask you a follow-up question. We talked a few weeks ago about, Lynn Lane. And you had said there would be a new on-ramp to the BA from Lynn Lane at some point. I think you said westbound, but it kind of seems to me that eastbound might be helpful too, because you have to go all the way down to Kenosha to get on right now. Is there any conversation about that?
Oh, absolutely. That's going to be that entire corridor, essentially from approximately Aspen all the way to Kenosha, is going to be looked at and determine exactly how there needs to be reconfiguration. I mean, the main improvements are going to happen at Lynn Lane and Highway 51, because that's where the most traffic exits into our community. But we're certainly going to look at that entire corridor, and if in fact there's a need for that, we'll certainly consider it. So we're looking at everything. I mean, I just want to mention in that bond package the council will consider next month, there's $35 million worth of projects, 27 total projects, 15 of those are transportation. You're always going to have questions about transportation, road widenings, reconstruction of roads, and I'm proud to say that $26 million of that $35 million is for transportation projects, and it's a part of the 2018 general obligation bond package. The voters approved back then $210 million worth of projects, and so once again, we asked the voters for approval. They gave us the approval, and we're getting all these projects completed. It just takes a little bit of time to complete a road project, Skyler.
Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon. Maybe I'll see you out there at the Chalk It Up Festival.
Okay, my friend. You have a good rest of the week.